Well, the polling has finished. I'd like to think I don't know what the result is, but I suspect it will be in. Amazing, the things you forget to say. And, well, you always know you're going to be misinterpreted. I know a Dutch lady who's been in Wales for 41 years. And had she not told me that she was Dutch, I would have never known. But it makes no difference anyway. Because she's integrated and she speaks perfect English. And for all I know, perfect Welsh, I really don't know. Yes, I think she speaks about 5 languages, so she probably speaks Welsh as well. She felt she's voted in because... No, she couldn't vote. And she's really upset about it. She couldn't vote because she is Dutch and has never been able to vote in a general election in her entire 41 years here. All the time that we've been in the EEC, which later became the EU. She's not been able to vote because she's Dutch. Yet she felt that if we voted out, she would suddenly become unwelcome. I couldn't believe what I was hearing, really, and perhaps at some point I should have mentioned that my older daughter is half Maltese, and my husband was half German, therefore my younger daughter is 1/4 German. I consider myself to be European, and I never think of either of my children as anything other than English / European. Massive difference between Europe and the EU. Massive, massive, massive. Geographically, I am a European. And who knows what blood I have in me from various parts of the continent, I know not. And care not. A large part of my point has been about mass immigration, with the emphasis on mass, and the people who, because there are so many of them, form their own little enclaves, do not learn the language, and do not integrate. That's been part of my point. The bus driver would have voted leave, but unfortunately he's been working all day and couldn't get to a polling booth. Surely he had half an hour off somewhere, but not perhaps anywhere near his polling booth. I just couldn't follow this lady's reasoning, and she's an intelligent woman. All the time that she's been in the EU and the EEC, she's not been allowed to vote, and yet she feels she'd be worse off if we were out of the EU. And, of course, she spoke to David Cameron himself, Mr. Honesty, Mr. Slippery, Mr. Dodgy, and asked him how secure her pension would be and this, that, and the other. And he said, he couldn't give her any guarantees. What did she expect him to say? He wants everyone to vote in as part of the fear campaign. She actually thought she wouldn't get her pension, notwithstanding that she's paid into it ever since she got here. He said he couldn't guarantee she would get her pension. Gosh, Mr. Slippery, as I say. But that's not original. Let me see, that's Peter Hitchens, isn't it? And Dodgy Dave, is that Dennis Skinner? And, none of the MPs really know him, have a high opinion of his honesty. And we've only got to listen to what the in-campaigners have been saying to know that he lies in his teeth. Of course, I also know a guy who's originally Ukrainian. Up in Aberystwyth. Smashing fella. Like him very much. And again, I wouldn't have known he was Ukrainian if he had not told me, because he's integrated. He speaks perfect English. And I'm sorry, but there's only one of him. He doesn't live in a Ukrainian community, speaking only Ukrainian. This is what I object to. Well, we shall see. Whether we carry on in the Nazi EU because the fear campaign has worked or because it's already been decided by Dodgy Dave, who knows?